leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 10.
From one Watt to another.
The 2021 AP Defensive Player of the Year is TJ.
Plus, Aaron Rodgers making Packers history, the post-award reaction to this year's NFL honors. And right now, Milwaukee public school directors discussing a change in COVID protocols, the proposal to keep more students in classrooms. And a 12 News exclusive inside the ICU treating Wisconsin's sickest COVID patients.
What we've seen the last 2 years is death.
The simple message healthcare workers have for everyone and what most patients right now have in common. First, Weather Watch 12. Snow is moving in right now.
This will be a quick hit of snow. Mark is tracking it tonight. Mark?
And it's snow as well as graupel moving through the area right now. Graupel is just snow pellets. You can see the visibility being reduced. We take you up to Elkhart Lake. This is Road America. There was no snow on the track even 15 minutes ago, so it's coming down at a pretty good rate. It's mainly focused at the moment in our northern counties, but this is all moving to the east. There are some pockets here, and this will fill in. Everybody will see some snow out of this. You can see that filling into the west of Madison right now. This will swing through. Mentioned it was a quick hit of snow. Temperatures, watch what happens as the night goes on. We still have the snow showers and again mixing in a little graupel. Then temperatures warming up as the day goes on. It is a wild forecast for your Friday. I'll have more on that coming up in Weather Watch 12.
Breaking news, a 10-year-old child has died in an apparent homicide. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office says the child died on North 44th Street between Hampton and Glendale. That's in the city's Wall Park neighborhood. There is no word yet on how the child died or if the child is a boy or a girl. 12 News has a crew headed to the scene.
Wisconsin athletes win big at the NFL Honors Award Show. The biggest award of the night goes to Aaron Rodgers, a historic fourth MVP title for the Packers quarterback.
Big 12 Sports Director Dan Needles kicks off our coverage at 10, and Dan, Rodgers' win was expected despite getting dissed during the regular season.
Yeah, remember the controversy in January when Chicago sports writer Hub Arkush, a voter for the NFL MVP award, said he wouldn't vote for Aaron Rodgers for MVP because he is a, quote, bad guy? Well, it appears Arkush was alone on an island when it came to the voters. Rodgers has won the NFL MVP award for the fourth time, beating out Tom Brady 39 votes to 10. Peyton Manning is the only player who has won more MVP awards than Rodgers. Manning won 5. Rodgers now has one more MVP award than Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Jim Brown, and Johnny Unitas. He attended tonight's ceremony. Notably absent was his fiancée, Shailene Woodley.
I'd like to thank the Green Bay Packers, Mark, Brian, Russ, our incredible fan base. It's been an amazing 17 years. So thankful for the memories and the moments over the years. I'd like to thank Matt LaFleur and his perfectly groomed eyebrows. In all seriousness, 2 out of 3 years winning this thing, you're a huge part of this. I love you. I appreciate you. Thanks for trusting me.
At age 38, Rodgers is the second oldest player to win the MVP award. This is the 10th NFL MVP award won by a Packer. That's more than any other team. But now the question is, will Aaron Rodgers return to Green Bay in hopes of making it 3 straight MVPs next season?
All right, Dan, thank you.
And let's go to Aaron Rodgers. He's speaking right now.
Hey, Aaron. So this was a 4th MVP after what was a somewhat tumultuous season. Was this one any more special than the other MVPs you've had for whatever reason?
I mean, they're all different. The first one was really, really special because we came off winning the Super Bowl, and it had, my best season to date that next year. It seemed like we were a juggernaut chugging along and going to win another one. That obviously didn't happen. Divisional round disappointment, but they've all been unique in their own ways. I think the latest one always feels the sweetest, and so many great memories from this season and incredible guys I've gotten to play with. And every team is different. That's the sadness in the last time we're together. And that group of men will never be together again. But for that time we were together, I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for the deep and meaningful friendships that I've formed with so many guys on the team, from obviously Randall Cobb and David Bakhtiari, Devontae Adams, Mercedes Lewis, Preston Smith, Mason Crosby. I mean, we've been 15 years together. It's unbelievable. The
Rodgers
offensive line
speaking
always
about
has
his
special
fourth
places.
historic Packer MVP award.
Courtney Sisk is with Packers fans tonight. She's live at Kelly's Bleachers in Milwaukee.
Patrick fans did not doubt this. They've been saying all night that they knew Aaron Rodgers would take the MVP title, and he does make history. No Packers player has ever won MVP 4 times. We asked the fans here at Kelly's Bleachers if they thought he deserved it this year. Most of them thought he did.
I'm happy to see it. He deserves it. I thought he outplayed everybody. To be honest, it's exciting. I hope he comes back.
Who else could take it from him? Brady? How many interceptions? Where's what? Who? He earned it. He had the records. He had the stats. And our team did well in the regular season.
And we did see Rodgers hint at this MVP win earlier this week at the Phoenix Open golf tournament, so some fans were expecting it.
And he held up 4 fingers at the golf open. Courtney, thank you.
Let's bring in 12 Sports' Stephen Watson now. Stephen, NFL Hall of Fame honors go to a former Packers safety.
Yeah, third time is the charm for Leroy Butler. From green and gold to a gold jacket, Butler finally gets his well-deserved place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
He was the first to leap in Lambeau and one of the fiercest to defend it. An all-decade safety, an all-pro competitor, an all-time teammate, Leroy Butler.
Leroy Butler was the first to walk the stage tonight with his longtime teammate Brett Favre introducing him. Butler is the 28th Packer to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the final player of the 90s All-Decade team to head to Canton. Butler played his entire career in Green Bay.
Without my teammates, trust me, without Brett Favre and Reggie White, there's no way I'm up here. I mean, that's just a fact. But my coaches were great too. But that's what I think. So parents and teachers and great leadership is what I always think about every day.
And a former Badger taking home one of the top individual honors. Pewaukee's TJ Watt is the Defensive Player of the Year. His older brother JJ presenting him with the award tonight. That is now 4 of those trophies in the family. Impressive stuff. Much more coming up in sports.
Stephen, thank you.
It was also a big day for the Bucks. A 4-team trade means the Bucks get Serge Ibaka from the LA Clippers. Ahead in sports, who the Bucks are giving up in exchange. Milwaukee Public School Board members met tonight to talk about rolling back some of the district's COVID protocols. 12 News' Caroline Reinwald joins us now with the plan to keep kids in the classrooms. Caroline.
Right, and because COVID cases are declining, Joyce, the school board is now reviewing MPS's COVID protocols. Now, currently, schools are switching to virtual learning for 2 weeks if 3% of students and teachers test positive. And the new plan would require cases be above 3% for 10 days before going virtual. And even then, it would be just for 1 week instead of 2. Each of the speakers tonight expressed concerns over the low vaccination rates and lack of testing resources in the schools, calling on the board to keep the 3% threshold and to simply change it to 5 days virtual.
I am all for not only keeping everything we have already in place, but I don't think we need to be loosening or lowering any protocols.
Without a clear plan with metrics, how can we assess MPS's ability to replace current safety measures with reasonable alternatives? One PowerPoint slide with 4 bulleted incomplete sentences is not a new plan. This is a rush job hastily thrown together.
We have to continue to follow the 10 and 14 days as we can't and won't be able to follow the strict masking guidelines for early return.
The board is still discussing their options with the district as well as with the health department. We'll keep you updated on what they decide on our website at WISN.com. Joyce.
Caroline Reinwald reporting live. South Division High School is expected to resume in-person classes tomorrow. Students learned virtually today because of a shooting threat made yesterday morning. At last check, police did not have anyone in custody in connection with it, but they did say they know who they're looking for.
Breaking news from West Bend. Police discovered 2 people dead in Lac Laurent Park just before 6 o'clock tonight. Investigators say a man and a woman appeared to be shot. Police also found a gun at the scene. They say there does not seem to be a danger to the public. The investigation is ongoing.
Wisconsin reported 2,508 new COVID-19 cases today. 7-day averages for COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are all down from where they were 3 weeks ago. Still, more than 1,100 patients remain hospitalized with COVID tonight statewide.
2 years ago when this started, did you think we'd still be here 2 years later?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, and we shouldn't be here, but we are.
Inside the ICU, the front line in the fight against COVID, a 12 News exclusive, the stress and struggles facing local healthcare workers and their message for everyone.
And the snow is just the start of a crazy 24 hours of weather when we'll see that change to rain, see our temperatures hit the 40s, and watch those temperatures take a nosedive. Next in Weather Watch 12.
Hey there, I'm Deanna Gutierrez. Tomorrow on 12 News this morning, a busy Friday. Find out why the suspect in the Waukesha parade attack, Darrell Brooks Jr., is scheduled to be in Waukesha County Court. Plus coffee with the candidates for Milwaukee Mayor. We go one-on-one with State Senator Lena Taylor as she lays out her plan for the city. And return of the Valentine's Day cream puffs. Lots to talk about, Lindsay.
Oh, this sounds so good. Plus, I am tracking the potential of a slick morning commute with snow showers from overnight Thursday and into early Friday morning. I'll have the details on your commute and travel times coming up on 12 News this morning, starting at 4:30.
We're doing the best that we can every day, day in and day out, and we just need people to be understanding of what we're going through.
They've seen sickness and death for 2 years, face to face with suffering in the pandemic.
For the first time, we're with them on the front line. We were granted rare, exclusive access to a medical unit treating some of the sickest COVID patients in Wisconsin.
Doing okay? You're doing great.
Not visible from the
You
outside
want me to change it?
is what they see inside.
Deep breaths, okay?
This is the front line of the pandemic.
He looks more comfortable.
The medical intensive care unit at Frederick Hospital, where the sickest COVID patients end up.
When they're here in the intensive care unit, it's because they are too sick to be on the general medical floor. Give them another liter.
A doctor, a respiratory therapist.
Every day is a new experience with COVID patients because you're fighting a new battle every day.
A registered nurse.
We're struggling as healthcare providers, knowing that this can be prevented by a vaccine.
These are some of the healthcare providers all too familiar with how cruel the virus can be.
People outside who haven't been here, you know, they just see maybe like a common cold or flu-like symptoms, loss of taste or smell, but what we've been seeing is just death for 2 years straight. You want a bolus?
Katie Dillon.
It's been really hard for us.
Has been here throughout the pandemic.
Just the suffering of patients from the minute they come in until they get on a ventilator.
On this particular day, every COVID patient in the unit is on a ventilator.
I had a patient the other day she was a COVID patient. She was in respiratory distress, maxed out on all therapies, and she knew she needed a breathing tube. She was so scared. Like she told me she wasn't ready to die. And how do you tell them it's going to be okay when you don't know if they're ever going to come off the ventilator? So it's been really hard.
What happened to her?
She's still here.
She is.
Yeah, still on the ventilator.
Has the patient profile changed during the pandemic? Dr. Mark Barish.
It has, in the sense that virtually all the folks that we're seeing coming in now are unvaccinated, unfortunately.
And there's something else they're seeing now with patients.
There do seem to be more young patients. I mean, even some people in their late 20s, early 30s, who are incredibly sick, who are on, full support.
The arterial blood gas.
This unit is not just for COVID patients, but those who are here because of the virus have their doors closed. Their medication pumps and drips are kept in the hallway, in part to limit exposure. And the process of dressing in full personal protective equipment.
Every room.
PPE. Every time someone enters a COVID patient's room, they put on fresh PPE. When they're done, the PPE is left behind. The PPE doesn't come back out.
Nope. Wash your hands in the room, come out, sanitize again, and go on to the next patient.
Doug Murray just finished with a COVID patient.
In order to help prevent our patients from getting pneumonia, we do oral care every 4 hours with our patients, cleaning out their mouths, making sure there's no secretions, making sure that they're not going to get pneumonia and get sicker and have any other issues on top of their COVID.
Can you get the door, please?
He later went with the patient to another part of the hospital to get a scan. The transfer team involved wears gloves and masks. A mask is also placed on the patient.
And he's been intubated for probably about 10 days now.
10 days. And he's fully sedated?
Fully sedated.
Not aware of what?
Not aware of what's going on around him at all.
Late 40s?
Yep, late 40s.
Have you been here throughout COVID?
Yeah, so I did all my training here.
Compared to how it's been, this is a quieter afternoon on the floor.
We only have 26 beds in here, right?
Of the 26 beds, 6 on this day are occupied by COVID patients.
Okay.
Just 2 weeks earlier, Fredert says there were 15 to 18 COVID patients in this unit. Is that a relief considering where you were recently?
It is a big relief. We have had 0 patients and we thought this is the end, this is great, but numbers shoot back up, we surge again, so cautiously optimistic, I would say.
2 years into the pandemic, and it's not just the virus they're facing.
Some patients, are begging to get vaccinated. They express a lot of regret for not getting vaccinated. Other patients and families are still denying COVID, that it's not real. They don't want to do the therapies that we're offering.
A view from the inside as the virus spreads outside.
Our wish, my wish, is that everyone could get vaccinated. If one person could see this and get vaccinated, then it's worth it.
Slow, deep breaths, okay?
Since March of 2020, Fredert says its hospitals and emergency departments have cared for more than 8,600 COVID patients. 905 COVID patients were admitted to the medical ICU through 2021.
Let's check in with Mark now. We get a little bit of everything with our weather in the next 24 hours. And Mark, we're going to see those roads get slick.
And that has already happened now, especially in our northern counties. We'll show you radar in just a second, but let's start you off with the next 24 hours. Right now to 2 a.m., our best chance of seeing the snow, then it'll move out. Temperatures will actually rise as the night goes on, and we'll change over to a little bit of drizzle and maybe a few flurries mixing in there. The nice thing is the morning commute for tomorrow morning shouldn't be that bad because the salt is going to work very well on the roads. We get even milder during the morning hours. We'll hit 40 degrees, so we'll melt off the snow that we're getting right now. Then, as we head from noon until 7 o'clock, cold air comes sweeping back in, more snow showers. Temperatures are going to drop like a rock, and I do think we'll get slick roads as we head into tomorrow evening. The heaviest has been in our northern counties and just north of us, but we're still seeing some of these snow showers that will pass through all of southeastern Wisconsin. It looks like most areas will stay under an inch of snow. A few spots, though, into Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, Dodge, as well as Washington and Ozaukee counties could pick up as much as an inch and a half. You can see some of that, and then it changes over to rain. You can see the green out to the west of us, and that warm air will arrive here. So, again, right now the focus is literally into our northern counties, but we do have some lighter snows around the rest of southeastern Wisconsin as well. Here's 10 o'clock. Watch how fast this cruises out of here. It's gone by about 2 o'clock in the morning. We head into tomorrow morning. Notice the greens. Our temperatures will be well above freezing, and it'll still warm up a little bit during the morning, even though the front has come through. The colder air wraps in during the afternoon. These snow showers could pack a punch. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a little accumulation late tomorrow afternoon, early evening. So if you have some plans, be ready for some slick conditions for tomorrow evening as well. So we've got kind of a bunch of different times we could see some slippery roads. Then we quiet things down as we head into this weekend. Up to an inch in most spots, maybe a little bit more in our northern counties of Fond du Lac and Sheboygan counties. So slick roads now through into Friday morning. Again, the Friday morning commute should not be that bad. Late Friday afternoon into the evening hours, it will get slippery as well because the temperatures will be going down. Live look in Sheboygan, you can see the snow coming down. Visibility is being reduced. We're 29 degrees right now in Sheboygan, 28 in Mequon, with the snow happening here as well. Lighter, though, at Concordia University. The snow will push back in. Notice also the wind as we're shaking the camera about here at Shirley's Car Wash camera, but snow falling in Brookfield. Again, if you have to be on the roads for the next hour to 3 hours, it will likely be on the slippery side. I wanted to show you this. 54 degrees right now at 10 o'clock in Omaha. This warm air will move in. We're up to 30. It's 39 in the Twin Cities, so our temperatures will warm above freezing as the night goes on. If you want it to be a little bit warmer, think warm thoughts. It does look like the end of February will be pretty much on the mild side. Mild tomorrow, but again, we start with a little mixed precipitation, some drizzle, and a few slick spots out there. Then it warms up, then temperatures crash after that. Then the cold blast moves in for the weekend. A couple of flurries around on Sunday. Valentine's Day, appropriately cool, good snuggle weather, 28 degrees, warming up to 38. And check out the 47 degrees as we head into Wednesday. Chance of rain and snow possible on Thursday. We'll keep a close eye on that as we head into forecast for next week. That's a look at your weather. We are going to be right back.
Inflation rose to its highest rate in 40 years, and that's affecting everyone's wallet. Today, the U.S. Labor Department announced inflation rose 7.5% over the past year, and it was a down day on Wall Street today. You can see the numbers right there. The Dow dropped 526 points. Well, Dan joins us now with sports.
Dan, a busy day for the Bucks.
Yeah, not only are they playing the best team in the league so far in an NBA Finals rematch, but they also add another big man for the playoff push. Plus, a big night for the Packers and Wisconsin sports fans. Another MVP for Aaron Rodgers and another Packer to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We'll hear from them next in Big 12 Sports.
And good evening, this is Derek Rose joining you with breaking news from downtown Milwaukee, where you can see there is a very high police presence here along Water Street. This is the 500 block of North Water Street. Fire truck is coming down the street. That's what you hear in the background, getting to this scene, but going through the intersection. But you can see here, this is an intersection that is just north of the public market. I can tell you it's across the street from the Chase garage here along Water Street. Police have this entire block between Clybourne and Michigan blocked off. We heard a report of a shooting, but we have not confirmed that just yet. We are waiting to learn more details from Milwaukee police officials as those details come in, but we'll stay here and try to gather some more information. Live in downtown Milwaukee, I'm Derek Rose, WISN 12 News.
Big 12 Sports, presented by Menards.
The NFL MVP is a regular season award, which is a good thing for Aaron Rodgers, as voters were not able to hold another playoff washout against him. Tonight, as you saw here on WISN 12, Rodgers was named NFL MVP for the fourth time in his career. Only Peyton Manning, the man who gave him the award, has more with 5. Rodgers finished with 39 votes. Runner-up Tom Brady had 10. After the ceremony, Rodgers talked about his future.
I talked at length at various times about being comfortable walking away and just not playing. And, I don't want to create more questions than I probably already have, but I don't fear retirement. I don't fear moving on. I'm very proud of what I've accomplished, proud that I've accomplished it in Green Bay over the last 17 years.
Read into it how you will. Milwaukee's J.J. Watt was able to present the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award to his little brother T.J. The Steelers linebacker tied the NFL record for sacks this season, the fourth time a Watt brother has won the award. Another former Badger, Jonathan Taylor, lost out to Cooper Kupp for Offensive Player of the Year. Matt LaFleur finished second to Mike Vrabel for Coach of the Year. But the best news, former Packer safety Leroy Butler finally got the call. Leroy is one of 8 new inductees into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This was the third year Butler was a finalist. He finally made it.
I've been patient every year. I never wanted to attack the voters because it's hard. We were talking about this on the way over here. It's under 400 guys in the Hall of Fame, and I think only 170 is still living. So I'm telling to all the guys, it's worth waiting on.
No doubt. The NBA trade deadline was this afternoon. The Nets and 76ers finally completed their blockbuster deal. James Harden goes to Philly. Ben Simmons goes to Brooklyn, along with a couple of players and 2 draft picks. The Bucks made a big deal of their own, landing Serge Ibaka and 2 second-round draft picks in a 4-team deal, with Dante DiVincenzo going to the Kings and Rodney Hood and Shemi Ojeleye going to the Clippers. Ibaka adds a defensive presence on the inside, and he can also hit the 3.
There's some emotions on a day like today, and you're excited about adding player that we feel can help us, and saying goodbye to a couple guys that have been great for us, and we have so much respect for and appreciation for. So then you got to get ready to come play the game.
Giannis was the first pick in tonight's All-Star draft. He was taken by Team LeBron James. Chris Middleton selected by Team Kevin Durant. The Bucks in Phoenix tonight in a rematch of the NBA Finals. Devin Booker and the Suns have the best record in the league. Booker for the early lead in this one. You know they circled this game. Drew Holiday, though, giving Suns fans a flashback to the NBA Finals. A strong first quarter for Drew with 12 points. A pretty intense battle inside between Giannis and DeAndre Ayton. Giannis scores here. The Bucks trail it by 8 at halftime. So a jam-packed day in sports.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan. We're going to throw it now to Derek Rose, who's covering a large police presence on the 500 block of North Water in Milwaukee. Derek?
Yeah, Joyce, several squad cars here, the 500 block North Water Street, what's usually a very busy block is now blocked off between Michigan and Clybourne along Water Street. Again, this is just north of the Milwaukee Public Market along Water Street. There is a Hilton Hotel where the majority of the activity seems to be focused. We cannot see exactly what police are doing beyond the squad cars you see there with the flashing lights, but you can see the amount of police activity that is here at the scene. We've seen several detectives come in as we were coming up to this scene, going in, doing their job to gather the information to find out exactly what happened. All that we know at this point is that we received a report of a shooting, but we have not confirmed if a shooting in fact happened or how many people may have been hit by gunfire or injured by gunfire. But that is the big question at this point. But again, this portion, 500 block of North Water Street, is completely shut off because of police activity and this large police presence. As soon as we get any more information, of course, we will put it on our website, WISN.com, the free 12 News mobile app, and we'll send it back to you, Joyce and Patrick.
We'll be following this story throughout the night, Derek. Thank you. Right now, let's go to Mark. Mark, we can see the snow out there in southeast Wisconsin.
Yeah, you can see the snow in Derek's live shot. It's snowing around most of the area, especially in our northern counties where it's coming down at a good clip and visibility is being reduced. If you can wait a couple of hours, it's going to get a whole lot better. Temperatures will warm up during the night, and so we'll melt off the snow that's moving in. If it's not snowing where you are yet, it will be in the next couple of hours. And yes, still expecting most areas under an inch of snow, but it will be slick for the morning commute.
And we'll have an update on that breaking news on 12 News this morning. Our next newscast is coming up at 4:30 a.m. Thank you for joining us.